Mocosas, bienvenidas una vez más al podcast en donde hablamos chismes, traumas familiares y hasta de tus primas y tías, bitch. Welcome back to another episode of Mocosas Anónimas. Yo soy su host, Brayan, and today I am with my good friend, Erin.
Hello!
So today, guys, as y'all can see in the title of this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about what it's been like growing up as an immigrant in the U.S. I wanted to bring my friend Erin on here because you're from the Philippines, right?
Yes, I am. I
Yeah.
was born and raised there.
Born and raised. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Erin so that she can kind of tell you guys a little bit about herself and what she does.
Well, my name is Erin. I work as a server right now, but I do TikTok on the side. I recently moved here in Texas for about 3 or 4 months now.
3 or 4 months?
Yeah, but I lived in Utah ever since I was 13. But I was born in the Philippines. I was raised there by my mom because my dad was away throughout basically my whole life until we moved here in the States.
So let's go back a little bit to, you said you were born in the Philippines. Where in the Philippines?
I was born in Manila, so that's like the main city in the Philippines where everyone speaks basically about the same language.
Okay.
Because we do have like, I don't want to say like 75 dialects there.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We even have like some words like in Spanish that we speak
Right,
to.
yeah.
Because we were colonized like a long time ago. And so some of our regions do speak like fluent Spanish, which is
really?
crazy to me. My main languages is Tagalog, but my dad does speak Ilonggo.
Okay.
That's what he calls it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's what we speak. My dad, he lived in Iloilo City, so that's like a region more down from the main city of Manila. And so my parents met when my mom visited that city.
The city, okay.
But I was born in Manila.
In Manila?
And raised there.
Okay, so you said you grew up there up until you were 13. And then what brought you guys to the U.S.?
My mom's grandma. My mom's mom.
Yeah. So your grandma.
Here. Yeah. So they immigrated here to the U.S. and basically they were trying to get the rest of my mom's siblings to move here too. Two of my aunts got married here and met somebody here, and so that's how they were kind of able to transfer or immigrate more easily. But my mom, it took her a few years to actually move here. She was supposed to move when I was about 8 or 9. And it took a few years because before I was born, she was supposed to move here. But the thing is, I was born and she got married to my dad. So it took a lot longer for immigration to process everything.
What is that process like for you guys? Like, is there like a certain visa that you're supposed to get?
I think it's basically the same thing. I think it's like a green card.
Yeah.
You have to get a green card, and then it took us about 4 years to be citizens of the U.S.
Yeah. Okay.
4 or 5 years. So we had to wait a few years. Here.
Okay. So you said you moved here to the U.S. and you were living in, what was it?
Manila.
No, whenever you moved to the U.S.
Oh, Utah.
To Utah, yeah.
Utah.
What was it like over there?
It was a bit of a change. I did not realize how conservative Logan can be. If I were to compare it to Texas, I feel like they're more like open to everything.
More open than Texas, or Texas more open than
Logan is.
Wow.
If speaking from someone who lived there, when I moved as an immigrant, yes, because especially when it comes to school, I just did not feel like I was welcomed that easily
in there
by people.
So is English a
second language?
Your second language? So what was that like for you, like learning how to speak English and stuff?
Learning how to speak. My funny thing is, my mom, she would put me on Disney movies a lot when I was young. So that's how I kind of picked up English, because she would speak to me in Tagalog, like in the household.
Yeah.
But outside, when we would talk to our family in the U.S., like I would have to speak English to them because some of my family don't understand
the language. Yeah, because they had already been here for a while before you moved here.
Some of my cousins are born in the States already.
Okay.
So they had to.
So they grew up speaking English, and then
they had to learn Tagalog.
Tagalog. So are they fluent in Tagalog now?
So some of them are.
Some of them are.
But since they were raised here, they had to like learn English more than they had to learn Tagalog.
So in the household, do they all speak Tagalog or just English? Since everybody speaks English now.
Yeah, me and my parents are bilingual, so we speak Tagalog and English in the household. My grandparents, we do live. When I lived in Logan, we lived with my grandparents and my uncle that both speak the same language too.
Okay.
So we kind of like, I said, like a mix.
Kind of like a mix.
When we have like family gatherings, I would have to speak English more.
Okay.
Because some of them like just don't pick up on anything.
Don't pick up on Tagalog. See, that's so crazy that like most of your family like speaks English and like you guys all speak English. Like for example, for me growing up, like speaking English in the house was not an option because like my parents don't speak English. So like it was always like no Spanish at the house, English for school. So always like growing up, and now it's funny because my two little brothers, like the youngest one, his Spanish is trash. Like his Spanish is not that good, and it's crazy because my parents still don't speak English, and my little brother like he tries to speak to them, and he can hold a conversation pretty well, but it's like it's so grammatically incorrect whenever he tries to like put a sentence together. So his primarily language is English. So it's so. I mean, I think it's so cool that like your whole family just.
Well,
I love that.
I remember during the process. I was like still young when we did like the whole immigration thing before we moved here. But I remember we had to get like interviewed by someone.
All that.
And like I remember someone was like asking me, "Oh, what's your name? How old are you?" And I had to speak to them in English because if I didn't know anything, I feel like that would have been the key for us to like.
For you too, That's good. I love that. Tell me a little bit more about what it was like for you in junior high school. I mean, you moved to Utah when you were 13, so you were 7th, 8th grade maybe.
7th, I think it was 7th grade.
7th grade, yeah. And then so basically what I'm asking is tell me a little bit about like the bullying. Did you receive any bullying in high school, junior high?
I don't think I received any bullying. It was more of like, it's like a silent bully.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like we'll be friendly to you, but it's like if you're not accepted in our group, you're gonna have to find another group of yourself.
Oh my gosh.
You know, most of my friends growing up, I only have like 4 friends now that I'm really close with in high school.
Okay.
And they're all like, they're like colored.
Okay, yeah.
Like we kind of gravitated towards each other because we had the same culture, pretty much the same culture.
Okay.
Like my best friend, I think she was born here, but her family, they speak Mandarin. She's Chinese.
Oh, okay.
So she had some of her culture kind of relate to mine.
A little bit,
how we kind of.
So that's kind of why y'all clicked because you guys kind of were going through the same. Just same little issues at the time. So you went to school there. How long did it take you to like learn English?
We had an ESL class. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah. I was an ESL student too.
You were an ESL too. It took me a while. It took me from 7th grade all the way to junior high until I passed it and officially moved to just like a normal English class that they called it.
Yeah, just like a regular. Props to you because it took me forever. Yeah. Well, I mean, I picked up on the language pretty quickly. I want to say maybe not even a year, and I was already like speaking the language, reading and writing in English. You know, when I moved here. But then at the same time, I was also 9 when I first moved here. So I was a little younger, and they put me in ESL classes and stuff too. But I think I was doing ESL classes when I was in high school, and then I think I finally tested out like when I was in high school. But yeah, was your high school like very big or small or?
It was. Logan's pretty small.
Yeah.
I would say Lubbock is you could say it's like like a city area, but it's like more smaller than Dallas. Logan is even smaller than Lubbock.
Even smaller than Lubbock.
When I tell you everyone knows everybody there, and that's why I kind of hated growing up there too.
Yeah.
Because it's like I wasn't familiar with the city because of that. Because everyone knew each other. Like everyone was friends with everyone.
Yes.
That's what they said.
Do you know what the population is there?
I don't know.
No? Okay. Because like I grew up in a small town too. Like Portales, New Mexico is like where we grew up. We went to a school that was like even smaller because it was like 20 minutes. It was like a 15-20 minute drive to that other school that we went to. So I graduated high school with 17 people.
17?
17 in my senior class.
That's crazy. No, I wouldn't. I mean, in high school, yeah, I'm pretty sure like it's half of, more than that.
Okay.
But yeah, we do have like, you know, Preston, Idaho. That reminds me of like Preston, Idaho. 'Cause my boyfriend, he like graduated with pretty much the same amount of people
with like
too.
the little amount of people.
Yeah. So we have like small towns, but no, Logan's a little bit bigger, but I wouldn't say it's as big.
No. So how many did you graduate with? Do you know?
Oh my gosh. I don't remember.
No?
It was during COVID too.
Oh, you were a COVID grad.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Didn't have senior prom.
Yeah.
And that was when I met my boyfriend.
Oh my god.
So I was gonna ask him to senior
and
prom, everything like that, and then COVID hit.
Yeah, I think COVID definitely did rob a lot of us from a lot of things.
Okay, if you don't mind asking, like, how was your experience with like COVID?
With COVID?
Yeah.
Ooh, girl, I graduated college during COVID too. So I remember I was at work serving tables, and I got the email that graduation was gonna be canceled, and I literally just bawled my eyes out. Like I was crying so much that like I think they ended up sending me home that day. Yeah, it sucked because I mean coming from being an immigrant, you know, like your parents came here for you to have a better future, and you know, like you just want to give them that satisfaction of like watching them walk that stage and getting that degree. So yeah, it sucked because I was first gen. Nobody in my family has a college degree, so I went to school, graduated, and I still got my degree, and I know they're still like extremely proud of me and everything.
But it's like it could have been like a better.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like that huge milestone that I just wanted them to, you know,
to see.
Yeah, and not just my parents, like my other family members, my brothers, my sister, like, and my mentors, like my professors. You know, like it's a huge accomplishment to like finish school, and all we got was a slideshow.
YouTube.
Yeah, literally.
I still got my YouTube video.
All we got was a slideshow, and it had like our little senior picture or whatever, because they emailed us and asked us to like submit a picture that we wanted them to display or whatever, and what our major was, what our degree was in, and all that. So we had a little slideshow, which I'm thankful that they at least did that. And they gave me the option to walk the following semester, but I had already at that point I was like, no, and I had already moved to Lubbock. Like I had already moved over here too, so I was like, I'm not gonna go back home just to
walk the aisle.
Walk the stage.
Walk the aisle.
Yeah. The aisle's coming now. Yeah, so yeah, they gave me that option, but I don't know, it just didn't feel the same. I was like, no, I completed my degree last semester, and I know that things are still a little crazy with COVID at the time because it was in December. But yeah, no, it just wasn't the same, and it was still with like it was still during COVID in December, so it was still like it wasn't at the arena like they did it at the football field outdoors, and there was a lot of restrictions. That's the word I was looking for. There was still a lot of restrictions, so they did it on the football field, and you could only have like I think 2 guests that could go. So I was like, okay, we're like, yeah, mom and dad, of course, like they're the only ones that would have gone, but
yeah, but like your brothers.
Yeah, like I was gonna have my brothers, my sister, none of them, or even friends, you know. So I was like, no, it's okay. Hopefully, God willing, if I go back to school and get my master's, you know, like I'll walk and
better times now.
Yeah. So
hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, so enough about me. We're brief.
Yes. No, I was gonna say like my experiences with COVID. You know how it is. Like it started with the Chinese virus, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was like trying to avoid like Asian people when they were. Me and my parents experienced that.
You did?
Yeah, I was about it. Like I remember walking in the grocery store when like COVID was really, really bad. The cases were like really, really high. And we had to get groceries. Everyone was wearing masks. And even my mom just felt it, like in the grocery store when we were walking, that people were just trying to like
to avoid, Did anybody ever like walk up to you and say something like?
I don't think it's ever gone that far.
Okay.
But it just, you can just kind of feel it.
You can just feel it.
Yeah.
You can just read the world. And yeah, that sucks. That's like, horrible.
Even at work, like my mom would go home and she would tell me, yeah, people at my work, like they're trying to avoid me, like even like touching me because it was like really bad. And I get it, they're trying to take precautions, you know. Yeah. But like, it's like to that extent where it kind of is, what is it called? I don't want to say racist.
I mean, in a way it is. Yeah, it is. Right? Especially in little towns like that too, that can be very conservative. Because like I said, I come from a little conservative town too. That we experience some of that. Even though the town that like we grew up in, it's mainly Latinos, you know. So we still experience a lot of that. And that's really fun.
No, these are cute mugs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to my grandma. She brought them for me
these are cute mugs.
From Mexico.
I love it.
Yeah, I love these.
But yes, that's my whole experience with COVID and school. School was pretty fun. I had my times of. I was like the person that people knew that always somehow they remembered me by because of how I dressed.
Okay, yeah, and you know, and I do want to touch a little bit on that too because you mentioned that you do TikTok, which a lot of your content, all of your content is fashion based, and I live for that. I love it so much. Obviously, love your style and all that stuff. So I do want to talk a little bit about TikTok, but we'll get into that in a little later. But yeah, so in high school, like you said, that's kind of what they knew you for.
That's kind of what they remember me by.
Yeah, because you were so stylish.
Some of them knew my name. Like everyone kind of knew everyone. You knew who the popular kids were.
Yeah.
That's how it was kind of based on my high school, and everyone knew everyone because of that. But yeah, they knew me because of my style. I would pull up. Gosh, I would pull up with like a Supreme crop top. Okay. Like going into high school.
Oh my gosh.
And like some baggy jeans, and then to them they would dress like, I don't know, during the fall, like based it off of fall time, right? They would dress like flannels. They're more like conservative. They don't show any like skin. Yeah. So it's like when they look at me, they're like, dang.
You're wearing that to school?
Yeah, they're like, you're wearing that with ripped jeans. Yeah, but that used to be like my style.
Was there not like any restrictions for you for like what to wear
like in high school? I remember in middle school, I think it was freshman year, we had like a different school. Before freshman was able to move to high school too. But I remember we weren't allowed like ripped jeans,
stuff like that.
Yeah, my style was way different from compared to like high school.
That's crazy that you like in high school they would let you wear stuff like that because when we went to school, girl, no, it was like a big no. They were so uptight about it too.
That's crazy.
A lot of the girls would get in trouble all the time, and like teachers would pull them aside, and like they had this big old T-shirt that said something about like I didn't follow dress code, and they would give them to the girls. Yeah, it was dumb.
I had duct tape on my ripped jeans before.
Really?
It was like in middle. Yeah, it was like freshman year. I was like trying to hide it from my teacher, and she saw me. She was like, Erin.
Oh my god.
And she was like, duct tape. Embarrassing moment.
They literally made you duct tape it?
They were strict too. I was even lucky that high school was just more kind of lenient. Yeah. Towards how we dressed and everything.
So I mean, it sounds like a bigger high school then. If they were more lenient like that. That's crazy.
It was a little bit bigger, I would say.
Probably, I don't know, would you say like 200-300 students graduated from your class? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of like Portales, like where the town that we lived in, but then the high school we went to was a lot smaller. So.
That's so crazy. And I remember like in high school too, it was barely built because we only
had. High school?
Yeah, like in our valley, we only had this one specific high school that was like 15 minutes away that everyone went to. But I was lucky enough that during my, I think junior year, they recently built this new school. Okay. Like that was closer to where you lived.
So you ended up going there. Yeah. So your junior year? So where a lot of those students, did they transfer over to that school too? So you already basically knew everybody?
Yeah, some of us knew, like we had to split, some of us had to split friend groups because they lived.
Because they stayed
the
and
town,
lived over there.
Yeah, the town was Smithfield.
Okay.
So it's like a few minutes away from where Logan was.
Logan.
Yeah.
Okay, so you graduated from there and then you moved to Texas. Why made you take that decision to move here?
Over here? Well, actually, I moved here this year.
Just this
So
year?
I graduated when I was 18. So I had like 3 years,
3 years
20 years
before you moved
in
here.
Logan. My mom always wanted me to be in a big college, like a state college. So rolling back to that time, she kind of pressured me into taking a loan during my freshman year in college. So I stayed in Logan because of that. I wanted to go to a different college that was 5 hours away from where we lived.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, it was still during COVID time.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard to just get up and...
It was hard. It was hard to move out. And my mom, she's always been the type of person that she would be strict when it comes to me going in and out of the house.
Okay, yeah.
I had to take care of, I had to have some time to take care of my grandparents, help them out, which wasn't like I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I was always a good kid.
But at the end of the day, you're still young too. You want to go out, you want to do your own thing too.
I want to do my thing, I want to explore.
Yeah.
So it's, it was kind of her decision to put me in a state college, but what I really wanted to do was just do like 2 years of college, because I really did not know what I wanted to do with my life yet. Yeah. During that time.
So you went to college there, and then did you graduate with your associates or anything, or?
I actually didn't, not in the state.
No? Okay.
I dropped out 2 months after.
2 months in?
2 months in.
Dang,
it was just way too hard. Yeah. The funny thing is, I still had the loan.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so
that sucks.
I'm still paying for it right now.
Just for those 2 months, and you're still paying for it? Well, I mean, they charge for the semester,
2 months.
but yeah.
Yes, and I talked to my mom. It was really hard for me opening up to her about it.
Yeah.
Because in our culture, well, in my family, they are really proud with the degree that you graduate with. They're really strict with education.
Yes, because it's something they instilled in you since you were so young. And it's exactly like that for Mexican families too. So was it more because like they moved here basically chasing that American dream, you would say, and they to give you a better future, for you to go to school and stuff. So how did your mom take that whenever you told her you were dropping out?
Well, I told her, I was like, I just can't take this right now. I need a few months of break. And I told her maybe a state college is just way too expensive for me. Like I couldn't get into my GPA. You know that one test that we take? I don't know if you had to take this one.
ACT?
The ACT
SAT?
test.
Yeah.
Not too good on that.
Yeah.
Scored like 14.
I don't remember what I scored, but mine wasn't high either, girl, so.
It wasn't high, and that's like how you get into colleges, right? Because you get like these programs or grants that they put you in, and that helps you with tuition.
Yeah, the higher you score, the more opportunities you get of getting scholarships, grants, and all that stuff too. Yeah,
exactly. So I didn't have the opportunity to look for anything. I didn't have enough time because my mom, I don't blame her for anything that she tried to pressure me into, because I know in her mind she just wants the best for me.
Right.
And so what happened was when I opened up to her about it, I cried.
Yeah.
I remember crying to her. I was like, Mom, I'm such a failure. I was like, I'm so sorry. I could not go into a state college. I'm just taking a community college for now.
Yeah.
And long story short, I finished 2 years of community college. We had like a little community college instead of the state one that was close to us too, that I loved more actually, because it was actually more focused into what I was going into, which is accounting, marketing. During that time.
Yeah, I love that.
It was hands-on, even through COVID.
Okay.
So I learned more through that. And my like she saw how I was able to manage my own decisions, and she kind of just trusted me throughout the process.
That's good. So whenever you told her that you finished the 2 years, was she was obviously super proud of you.
Yeah, she was proud.
No, I love
It
that.
made me cry because I was like, oh, I wanted to still give back something to you.
Yeah, of course.
From what you've done to me here.
Yeah.
Even just moving me here.
So you said marketing and what was it?
Accounting.
Accounting?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you ended up doing. That's good. So that took you the 2 years right after high school, and then you still stayed over there, what, another years?
I think like 1 more year, and then this decision to move to Texas was just, it was like a last minute decision.
Last minute?
Mm-hmm. It was out of nowhere.
I don't know.
Me and my boyfriend, he got a job here this year, and he decided to stay on it because we were long distance for a year.
Oh my gosh, so he had already moved here, and then he decided to move you.
So he was like, he had some time off during the winter time because they don't have work. He does door-to-door sales.
Okay.
So during the winter time, it's kind of hard to do that job. So he moved back to, he lives in Idaho actually, which is like 30 minutes from where I live in Utah. And he would always come and visit me during the winter time. And then we had this idea. He was like, well, I'm still working back to Texas next year. Why don't you just move with me?
Oh my gosh, how did your parents take that, or your mom?
I told them during my birthday.
Oh my god.
I told them during my birthday. My dad cried.
Yeah.
Because I am the only child.
Oh, you're an only child. No,
yeah.
You didn't.
I don't have any siblings.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
no wonder they were so hard on you to like go to school.
They were really strict on me. But my mom, she was like, you know what, you are growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I turned 22?
22 when you moved?
22 this year. And she was like,
yes.
As long as you have enough savings, that's all she cared about.
Yeah.
She was like, as long as you have enough savings.
She was worried about you.
Yeah. But yeah, they're still happy. They miss me a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty hard to move away from your parents.
So far away too.
Mm-hmm.
You were wanting to move 5 hours away. Now look at you, you're like states away.
States away. Yeah, that's crazy. I recently did visit them.
Yeah. Okay.
During I think August when I went to Vegas during that time.
Yeah.
And yeah, you kind of like have those moments where you miss the family and you cherish them more.
Yeah, whenever you go back. Yes. Oh yeah, 100%. And I mean, Portales is only an hour and a half away from here too. So like I try to go often. I don't go as often as I used to when I first moved. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, definitely, you definitely do cherish those moments. Yeah. Now, as I'm getting older, I can definitely
like cherish
relate to that 100% because like just recently we went back for my baby brother, the one that his Spanish is not the best, but he just recently turned 13. So they had like a little get together and stuff, and we went.
You were able to go.
We went with them, so nice. And it's hard sometimes because like I'll go and come back on the same day, and I'm like so tired, but.
I know.
It's all worth it. Yeah, but it's all worth it once you're there, you know. And like sometimes I'm like I don't even want to leave, you know, but I gotta go, I gotta work, and you know life happens. But we're filming early today, that's why we got coffee. Early, it's all noon, no? It's 11:40. But so you already told us a little bit of your your background, where you're from, when you moved to the States, a little bit of the challenges that you faced. We talked a little bit about COVID. We touched a little bit on TikTok, which I'm super excited to talk about. How did that whole idea come around? Like for you to go on TikTok and start?
One of my best friends actually suggested it to me. Because I used to just, during COVID, I think TikTok was like a big thing during COVID, right?
Yes, huge.
The dances.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever do any of the dances too?
Yeah, I got some of my drafts. I never posted it, but I tried some with like my friends and everything. We just did it for fun. And then it took me like a few years to realize that I had something that I could, influence people with. Okay. And my best friend, she always knew that in me. She's been the one that has always
kind of pushes you.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, why don't you do TikTok? Film like outfit videos, daily,
day in my life, stuff like that.
Day in my life, yeah. And I tried it. I tried to do it for a few days. Got the hang of like filming, got some equipment, some lighting, and then I started.
Which she's actually the one that gave me some of these slides, so I'm super thankful for that because It definitely did elevate the podcast.
Yes, I love these lights.
Yeah, they're really cool. I love them too. So tell me a little bit about the struggles that you faced with when you started TikTok.
When I started TikTok, it was, well, mostly time management.
Time management, yeah.
I still had a job back in Logan that I was
Okay.
working full time with, and it was like a few months before I moved here to Texas. I was just struggling because I had to work pretty much every single morning. By the time I got home from work, I just didn't have time to film because I was tired.
Yeah.
I had to redo my makeup because I was sweating.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out, like, oh, what can I wear today? What ideas? I had to like brainstorm a lot, and I didn't have time for that.
You were working. You're serving tables back home still, or?
I was at Panda Express.
Oh, Panda Express.
I worked
Okay.
at Panda Express for a few years. And yeah, I just didn't have time. And one of the biggest things that I started filming more here when I moved to Texas.
You moved here.
And it was because it was just way too crowded at home. I think I mentioned it already. I live with my grandparents.
With your grandparents.
My parents, and then my uncle.
Yeah.
And
Full house.
That's a full house.
But you don't have any siblings to bug you.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I did have my grandpa. He is getting old, so he had like medical issues. He would always cough a lot.
Oh yeah.
He would cry a lot to my mom. So there was a lot of noise.
There was a lot going on, yeah.
And when I try to film my videos when I'm like talking, I can't ever do it.
Hear something in the background all the
Because you
time.
would hear something in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was just hard for me. I had like a little room in there, didn't have enough natural lighting in my room. I could have filmed outside, but I was like, nah, I don't like it.
Even outside, like there's still so much like noise and stuff going on too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it started during COVID when you first got that idea of like posting stuff.
Kind of, and then I actually didn't really started getting into it until last year.
Until last year.
Yeah, which was a few years from COVID.
Yeah, I think me too, to be honest, because obviously COVID, like that's when like TikTok first like blew up and started like all this like social media, like all the social medias were like advertising everywhere, like TikTok this, TikTok that, you know. So I was a little hesitant at first to downloading it, but when I did and I posted my first video, it had a little bit of clout. It didn't blow up right away, but I was like, okay, like this is kind of working out, you know, like let's see where it goes. And for a long time I was just doing it for fun, like it was just, and I still do it for fun, like I still love posting content too, but it was just like, oh, do this little dance, do this little trend, do this cute little things, you know. So slowly I started growing my TikTok platform a little bit, and I don't know, it just
You got paid like
took off from there a little bit. Yeah, so I didn't know you could get paid off of TikTok until like maybe 2 years after I moved to Lubbock. Like those 2 years, like I was like posting and everything, and I was literally just having fun. And then I finally looked into it, and I looked into like the guidelines and the creator program and all that stuff, and I was like, I made $100 just off of this silly little video, you know. So that's when I like probably started thinking of taking it more serious, you know. So have you gotten any partnerships and
I've gotten
opportunities?
I've gotten PR.
PR?
Like 2 PRs.
I love that, yeah. So what are some of the brands that have sent you PRs?
Well, it's mostly like, I don't go into it that much, but it's mostly a lot of, I think I could say it, because a lot of TikTokers do it. They get a lot of fashion pieces, and they get it from this like specific app that they talk about, right? Yeah. It's like this yellow app.
Yeah.
So I started getting into it. Some of the sellers contacted me and sent me stuff.
Okay.
But it's not like a paid collaboration. It's just for me to
still, but they
review
give
it.
you something, which is super cool whenever you get those things.
Yeah.
Then you just make a little video on it.
I make little videos of it. It's bags.
Oh, it's like the bags. Yeah. You showed you.
It's mostly bags. I think I have this one seller was like talking to me about sending clothes, but like I said, it's not like real.
Yeah. So they're but still, like you can style anything. Yeah.
That type
I mean, at the end of the day, we're content creators on a budget, so
Yeah.
so it's if you're gonna get a dupe, then
Yeah.
make it work.
These two TikTokers, I'm not gonna name them,
Yeah.
but I always watch their videos because they have it linked on their bio, and I want to start getting more into it because they get so many like comments asking like, hey, can you find this
How
for
do you
me?
do this? Yeah.
And stuff like that, and I never knew that. Funny thing is, I started shopping through the app like 2 years ago, even when I didn't do TikTok, and I started finding out that some TikTokers even do it, like as their platform.
Yeah.
They like find stuff for other people to
people.
be like, hey, this is like a dupe for something.
For this and this,
Yeah.
and now everybody's going crazy. Like, oh, would you finally show me? Like,
yeah, and now you can't ever tell.
yeah, no, you can't.
There you go.
No, yeah, there's some things out there you literally cannot tell.
With this economy.
No, yeah, for real.
With this economy.
With this economy, yeah, we're
That's what
gonna get a dupe. Fake it till you make it, babe.
Until you make it there, and then I have enough money, then yeah.
To like buy a real one, yeah, and that's gonna be such like a huge accomplishment. You know, like the day that you do buy like a real.
Because I want to buy when like the time is right, when I have a house. Because I have like this like thing planned out. Yeah, I have like a timeline planned out. I want to buy a house first, buy like a car. Because those are like the necessities.
Necessities, yeah. And I mean, and even buying a house is a huge deal. So yeah. So
I'd rather buy that and spend that much money on something.
Yeah.
If I'm being for real, I'm a real person. If you were to ask me, hey, is this real? I'd be like, no.
No. Yeah.
Like I remember you asking me that. You were like,
yes,
hey, where
I
did you
did.
get this?
Yeah.
I'm like, I got it off.
Yeah, girl, it's a dupe. Let me show you.
Yeah, I've always been a real person.
You know, but I feel like that's what gets you noticed on social media though, like being you, being like your authentic self, like who you are, and that can take you a long way because there's a lot of people out there that try to basically fake it till they make it, but it's a funny saying, but it's not. It's really it shouldn't be like that, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
So just be 100% yourself, you know, and that I feel like that's what's gonna get you far on this social media stuff. So you've gotten a couple PR packages, but have you had any paid collaborations with anybody or no?
Ooh, I had someone reach out to me through my email because I put my Outlook email on TikTok.
Yeah.
In case some people want to reach out to
collaborations
me.
And stuff. Yeah.
Collaborations. So I got an email from this one clothing store, and it's like a known store. I forgot what it was called, but it's kind of like Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
Those types of stores, like the fast fashion ones.
That's awesome.
So they contacted me. No, here's the story. They contacted me, and they said, "Hey, we would love to work with you, sending you this much money every month if you do pick like certain clothes from us, and you would only have to pay for shipping."
Okay. So they're gonna pay you and give you free clothes, basically.
Yeah, if I have to pay for shipping and sign up with them or something like that.
Okay.
So I was like, we're really excited. I was like, oh no, I'm getting paid.
I'm
finally.
getting paid from some, yeah.
Yeah. So I looked it up. Good thing I didn't do it, and good thing I didn't fall through it, because it was a scam.
It was a scam. See, that's what scares me too, because I have gotten quite a few emails too, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's real or not. So it's kind of scary out there too.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, so please be careful whenever if somebody reaches out, please make sure that it's a legit page, it's a legit company, and
make sure. Like actually contact the company if you have to.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, because when I started Instagram, I stopped it. I need to start my Instagram page, but when I did Instagram for a little bit too, I had a lot of companies. They said that they would send me like small businesses. That's what they would call
businesses, yeah.
But in reality, it's just
they're really not. They're
getting good.
Yeah, they are getting good. But you know how I always find out they're a scam on Instagram is because they'll tag the actual page in the message, but they're sending you the message from a fake account with like 1 or 2 followers.
Yeah.
Like that's literally whenever I figure I'm like, oh no, girl, like this is a red flag. Like send me a message from the actual account that has like millions, thousands of followers, and then maybe okay, this is real, you know, because whenever it's little pages like that, like those scare me too. Like I've gotten a lot of those on Instagram too.
Yeah, it's That's crazy.
Or like they'll comment on something and then they're like, oh, let me repost or whatever. Yeah, you comment back and then you get a cute little message that says, oh, for this amount of money we can like promote your content, blah blah blah. But it's also from an account that only has like 1 or 2 followers.
Exactly.
So it's like
that's what I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay away from them. Don't fall into their trap.
Don't fall for those, because those.
And it sucks because it's like, you know, being a small influencer, I would always get excited over that. You know?
Yeah, you do.
Like I tried doing UGC. I don't know if you know what UGC is.
On TikTok.
A lot of people do UGC on TikTok, and I tried kind of doing it when I started my TikTok, and I just never found anything that I wanted to get into it more with.
Yeah.
Because regarding fashion, I feel like it's hard to get paid partnerships with like higher end brands.
Higher end, yeah.
Because they want like the more followers you have, you know, the more you're known, the more they.
The more interested they are, yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of fashion and beauty influencers out there too. So I bet that can probably be a little overwhelming or a little hard for you too to like.
Especially fashion. I feel like the people in the makeup industry on TikTok.
Yeah.
They have like smaller brands that they could work with that they're easy to reach out to. You know, regarding like PR or like paid collaborations. When it comes to like fashion, I don't know. It's kind of hard because yeah, you could reach out to like smaller businesses, but I've seen other TikTokers that run the business that they barely pay anything to the person, because obviously I understand too, because they're barely starting their business. Yeah, I still support it though, but you know, I'm just saying, it's like you want to reach as high as you can, and it's hard.
It is
really
hard.
Competitive.
It's very competitive. Yeah. I feel like a lot of my content, a lot of it is all based on comedy, but I feel like where I've made the most money on social media is TikTok. Once I started taking it serious for real, like I've gotten a couple collaborations already, like paid partnerships with a couple either places, like if I do like a little not like a day in my life, but like come with me to this place or whatever, and like, oh, if you just do a video for this place, blah blah blah, like we'll pay you and stuff like that. So I think that's super cool. So I've had that opportunity, and then the TikTok creator program, that one pays really good too. So it's a little hard to like actually start generating money on it, but just one video, once it hits, you're gonna make money. And TikTok Shop. The most I made on TikTok Shop was from one video that I had bought one of those little like detangler brushes, and on a lot of the videos that I make, we wear wigs just to like make them funny and stuff. So I bought that, and then I did a video on that, like basically promoting the hairbrush, and I made $300 off of that one video, because everybody was like buying it for my video. That video ended up not even getting that many views. I think it got like 20-something thousand views on it, and I made $300 on that video. I was like, okay, period.
It's
so
crazy.
Yeah, it can be really easy, but it can also be really hard, like understanding the guidelines and doing everything right, you know. So
I've gotten some of my videos banned.
Have
you gotten some of your videos?
Yeah.
banned?
Oh yeah.
I've gotten some of my videos banned.
Or shadow banned. Yeah, or shadow banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it'll tell you like, oh, sorry, we can't show this on the For You page because X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah, you know. So it's kind of annoying sometimes, because I'm like, I worked so hard on this video and it's not gonna blow up. And sometimes the dumbest ones, the quickest ones that you make are the ones that do end up
blow up.
Yeah, they do end up blowing up and stuff. So
it's crazy. Have you ever tried looking back at your old videos and seeing like the views go up more?
Yes.
Than like your recent ones? Yeah, that's what I've noticed with mine. I'm like, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
The algorithm.
Yeah, like what? Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it can be a little discouraging sometimes, because, like I said, when I first moved to Lubbock and stuff, I was making content like crazy, and I had a good amount of views, you know, on like most of my videos, you know. And lately it's been like barely any views, or like I feel like at one point I think my account was literally shadow banned, because I was like, how am I gonna have all these freaking followers and a lot of them like they don't get engaged, like they're not seeing my content. So it can definitely be a little discouraging sometimes, but I was
about to ask, like, how do you feel about the TikTok ban, like in general. It's coming up.
It is, because it's supposed to happen this upcoming year, right?
In January.
Yeah. But it's...
Yeah, but you know what I learned? You know what? Because I was looking into it. Because I'm like, there's no way.
They're just going to get rid of it, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't talk about it anymore unless like the whole...
I haven't heard about it either anymore.
I've learned that if you already have it in your app, you're not going to get it out.
Okay, like if it's already downloaded, they won't take it out?
They're not going to take it off. Unless you don't have it on your phone already, then you're not going to be able to
find it on the App Store.
Yeah, secret.
Oh, okay. So go down with TikTok right now and follow us.
Something I've learned. No, but I kind of did my whole research on it. I don't know if it's going to be true though, but you know, there's hope.
Well, I hope not, because I mean TikTok is where this whole idea of like creating content on social media kind of started for me. Well, no, yes and no, because honestly social media has been something that I wanted to do for years. I think I was right out of high school, 18, 19-year-old, when I was posting a lot on Instagram. I used to do collabs with clothing, small clothing companies, and my sister was like pursuing photography at the time, so she would take a lot of my pictures from my Instagram back then, and I would get a good amount of like likes and shares, and like brands would reach out and stuff. But then whenever college started getting really serious, I kind of stopped all of that, and I was like, no, like I need to focus in school. So I stopped that, and then I was in school, and I was working 2 jobs to pay for school, because like like being an immigrant and stuff, because I didn't really have the opportunity to like take out a loan and stuff like that, which I've already talked about all of that in another video. But yeah, so my social media has been in the making for years, because even after that, when I stopped Instagram, and I was working and stuff, me and my sister actually had a YouTube channel for a little bit. So we got into YouTube a little bit, because at the time, me and my sister were really big on watching YouTubers and like doing all these things, and we only did it for, I want to say like a month or a month and a half. School got crazy again, and like making time for work, school, YouTube, sports, because I was also on the cheer team to pay for school, because they were giving me a scholarship. It got hard, so we stopped, and then COVID happened and TikTok came around, and it's just and I didn't look back, and I'm still here making content, and then
don't ever give up though.
Yeah,
that's what they always say, because you'll just never know. I've learned it's like some people just get lucky, and those that just keep doing it, they're gonna get there either way. There
was something I saw one time that said something about if you can't stand out with talent, then stand out with hard work, basically. I was trying to translate it because I saw it in Spanish whenever I did see it. So I mean, that's definitely the way that I like to look at it, because some of these YouTubers that just get freaking lucky and blow up in like a year, and now they're like on all these super cool events in Cali, and all that stuff. So, but so just work hard. Social media can be...
Work smarter.
Work smarter. Work hard.
Social media can be intimidating. Like I still get shy being in the camera.
No, me too. Sometimes, sometimes
I'm
me
like,
too. But then sometimes I try to ignore it too. Well, I went to school for communications, so like I got a little used to like being in front of the camera and stuff, and I did the weather for 2 years too. I was your local weatherman. I was your local weatherman for News 3 New Mexico. During my undergrad, it was part of my internship, so that was super fun, and that's kind of how I stopped being so shy in front of the camera. But even now, sometimes I can like get in front of the camera and I go blank. I'm like, wait, what was I gonna say?
like retakes, I have so much.
Yes, no, me too, girl. Trust me. Like just the other day, I went to go do kind of like this little advertisement video for this cute little Mexican store on Avenue Q in Lubbock. So it's called Cielito Lindo. If y'all are watching, y'all go check it out. Because tomorrow is Mexico's Independence Day, and they have a lot of like cute little Mexican stuff, like decorations and all that stuff. So I went to go do a kind of like a little promo video for them, which I have to post today. my boyfriend went with me to help me, and he was recording. And I kid you not, I had everything I wanted to say like written out in my notes, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow and like whatever comes out, because I don't like when things are super scripted either. Like I want something to come natural and like it's more, you know. I went like he started filming. I was like, okay, hold on. I had like I kid you not like 4 or 5 different takes of just that one thing. I was like, oh my gosh. So to this day, yeah, I still get a little shy sometimes. Yeah, social media can be intimidating. Definitely fun. I mean, I love doing it. I love editing and doing all that stuff. So I try to make the time for it. Is social media something that you want to pursue as a career one day?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I still keep posting. Right now, I kind of just started doing it for fun. I do daily fits now. I used to have my content as like just everywhere. Me vlogging, me making coffee.
Yeah.
Or like have those like trends that everyone's like doing. I started doing those, but now it's just like I try to make time for it as much as I can, because I do work a lot right now too.
Yeah.
And then I recently started a job with my boyfriend. We started a company.
Oh, you did after all. I remember you telling me that you were going to.
It's
that's
window
good.
washing.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Okay. Well, I wish you guys nothing but the best with your guys' company. And yeah, I know that. I mean, starting a company can be a lot of work, but I mean, you guys will do great.
It's worth it in the end.
It will be worth it in the end. So, that's so awesome. If you live in Lubbock, hit them up.
It's called Brayan Series. We're local in Lubbock.
Local in Lubbock. And then, so what is it that you guys are going to be doing? You said window washing?
We do window washing. He does gutters too.
Okay.
I don't know what we'll be doing in the winter time. I think it's pretty much a cleaning company in general.
Okay, a cleaning company.
So if like we do, I think he's gonna start doing Christmas lights during the Christmas time.
That's a good
putting up those Christmas lights for people, because that's like a I guess that's a thing. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it is. Like some people pay you to go do that for them too. So
those we do. Right now we're doing door to door.
Door to door.
But we are planning to advertise more on Facebook.
Facebook and everything. Okay, so you'll have to give me y'all's social media if you have them. I will go ahead and link them on the description of this video, you guys, so you guys can definitely go check them out. We're getting close to the end of this episode, so I just want to leave you with, well, I guess one question or two. Where do you see yourself professionally in the social media world 5 to 10 years from now?
I've always wanted to be somewhere in the fashion industry.
In the fashion industry?
Not a model though.
No.
I don't think I'll ever want to be a model. There's just way too much restrictions on there and standards, you know. And anyways.
Yes.
But I would love to receive more paid sponsorships.
More paid sponsorships
from brands. Yeah. Especially high-end brands, I would love to.
Yeah, to collab with the high-end brand, that would be amazing. So, I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for being here and trusting my little platform that's slowly growing.
I love this.
Yeah, so
I wish you all the luck too.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you ever need me on another episode, I'm here.
Oh yeah, of course, girl. So like we already mentioned, Erin loves to do fashion content. So yeah, make sure to follow her on TikTok and Instagram soon. Soon.
Yes.
Okay, so coming soon on Instagram as well. I'll go ahead and drop all her social media down below on the description of this video, so you guys can definitely go check it out. And don't forget to support local businesses, which I will go ahead and drop that description on here as well. Okay, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, friend.
Of course.
Yeah. Ya saben, Mocosas, cualquier chismecito me hablan y me saludan a sus tías. Bye.
Love me, give me some bad love.